arc length of a circle. We're going to find the arc lengths of circles. And here is our formula. 2 pi r should look familiar. It is the circumference. And then the theta over 360, that's going to be your central angle of the arc. What is arc length? Arc length, the ratio of the length of an arc to the circumference of a circle is equal to the ratio of the measure of the arc to 360 degrees. Okay? So your arc length of AB, if you divide that by the circumference, 2 pi r, it's going to be equal to the measure of your angle AB over 360. Recall that the measure of the arc is equal to the central angle that intercepts it. So we're going to look at this example. We're going to find the length of AB. We're going to name that L. We're going to write a proportion. So the length of the arc is divided by the circumference of the circle, which is going to be equal to the central angle over 360. Notice that L goes on top. Circumference is 2 pi and our r is 5 and the central angle is 80. So all we do is have to cross multiply. Well, we reduce first. So 80 over 360 is 2/9 and 2 times 5 is 10. Then all we have to do is cross multiply. 9 times 11. So all we have to do is cross multiply. Okay, and we get 9 times 11, 2 times 10 is 20 times pi. Then all you do is divide, and so your L is 6.98 for the arc length if your circle has a radius of 5. All right, your turn. Let's find the length of AB. So we don't know what the length is. We're calling it x, but we know that the radius is 8. So it's 2 pi times 8. And the central angle is 25 over 360. All right, so 2 times 8 is 16. And the next one, they did cross multiplication. See that? So now if you will find your answer, that would be great. Okay, so x is equal to 400 pi over 360, which is equal to 10 pi over 9, which is equal to 3.49. Let's take a look at this. We know that the length of AB is 25. In other words, we have our arc length, and the radius is 10. Right? So we need to find the measure of AB. What is the central angle? That's what we don't know. Notice that if we cross multiply, we get 20 pi times x, and 25 times 360 is 9,000. So to find our x, we're going to divide by 20 pi. So we get 450 over pi. And once we do that and divide by pi, our angle becomes 143.2 degrees. All right, so a semicircle is half of a circle. Its measure is 180. Its length is 1/2 of the circumference. Let's take a look at this. An indoor track at a gym has the design below. What is the length of the entire track? Notice that the ends make one circle. And we know the diameter is 40, which means our radius is going to be what? Okay? Or we can find the circumference by just multiplying by 40. We're going to add 200 for the straight segments. So the perimeter is equal to 40 pi plus 200 feet, or 325.66 feet. Let's take a look at this problem. The circumference of a circle is 200 feet. Find its radius. So we put 200 is equal to 2 pi r. Go ahead, you solve for r. So that's right. R is going to be equal to 200 divided by 2 pi, or 100 divided by pi, which is 31.83. The radius of a circle is 16 inches and the central angle ABC measures 42. Find the length of AB. So 42 is placed over the 360. The radius is 2 pi times the radius of 16. All you have to do is some cross multiplication. Well, so all you do is you get 2 pi times 16 times 42 divided by 360. Go ahead, punch that into your calculator. That's right, it's 11.73. If an arc of a circle has the length of 12 centimeters, its central angle is 15. What is the radius of the circle? This time we have 12 over the circumference, but we don't know what the radius is, and we know it's equal to 15 over 360. So if we cross multiply, then we know that we get 12 times 360, and 2 times 15 gives us 30 pi r, which is equal to 4,320. Now we just have to divide by the 30 pi, and r is 45.8. A circle has a diameter of 20 centimeters. An arc on the circle is 10 centimeters in length. Find the measure of the central angle. If we've been given a diameter of 20 centimeters, what is our radius? That's right. Our radius is 10. So we have 10 centimeters in length divided by 2 pi times 10. Notice we can cancel our 10s, and that equals to x over 360. Oh my. So they didn't do it that way. But if we did it that way, then we just would have had 2 pi x is equal to 360. And we divide that by 2 pi. And then your x would be the same thing of 57.3. Alrighty, so the length of an arc on a circle is proportional to the measure of the arc and to the central angle. A semicircle has 180 degrees and its length is half of the circumference. Thank you for participating. The end.